So the last one in the series is the armbar. It's probably the easiest one. Starts the same way. Always looking for this here. This position here with the arms in front of the shoulders is where you want it. Every once in a while, you don't have that. You might have something like that. Doesn't matter as long as the arm that you attack needs to be in the front. I just like this here because you have that bilateral advantage. It doesn't know which way you're going to go. Eventually going to have to lose it, pin it down, proceed to this position here. Okay? Now the armbar, remember there's a flow chart order. You should try first the inverted armbar, you should try then the kimura, then the armbar. Because the armbar is the one where it's going to take you away from the top position to that neutral armbar situation. If you miss it, you lost that positional advantage. So you better make sure you don't miss it. So how do I do the armbar here? You can place, as a beginner, it's helpful if you place your hand on the ground. You're going to shift your balance to that hand. Now this shin is going to move into his rib cage here on the side. As I fall back down, I want to tug on that arm as if I'm really in a fish. Okay, if I don't pull on the arm, I end up like this here with an arm bar that's far away. Okay, common mistakes. This is one of them. There's a lot of separation between the back of my leg and his head. This can be killed by that little pulling motion as you fall down. Okay, so as I'm here, place your hand in there, shift your weight to the front. And now as I fall in, I'm going to pull that tight. Okay? There's absolutely no space between the back of my thigh and his head. It's glued there. Next thing, a couple of things in the armbar here, especially this variation of armbar. My knees need to be pinched together and pointing upwards towards the ceiling. If you're like this, 45 degrees, 90 degrees actually with your legs, what will happen here is that his arm can fully rotate any way he wants. It's impossible for me with just the power of my hands to stop the rotation, which means it'll be a lot easier for him to escape. So pinch here, both knees parallel, pointing upwards. Next thing here, don't try to place your left foot flat on the ground. Once I place my left foot flat on the ground, you see there's a gap in there, okay? You don't want that gap, so heel on the ground here will do the trick. A lot of people, including a lot of black belts, will do this here, and that takes some of the pressure off his head, which is really what's keeping him down in this kind of variation here. Last but not least, you don't want to do what I just did here, which is lay flat as I'm talking, and keep that arm out there, because now you're going to have to pull that arm in with your arm. So you're going to roll against his curl here. What you want instead is you fall down in one piece with your back, and you keep that arm tight against your body. A couple of options on the grip, but I highly recommend that you use one high on the wrist, one low. This type of grip, two hands near the wrist, what happens is, again, it's hard for me to prevent that rotation. So it's good to have opposing grips here and lower, one high. Thumb goes on the inside of the arm right here. So if I do this here, for him to rotate, try to rotate it now, especially with a pinch, it's very hard. So it's easy for me to keep that orientation. Then thrust your hips. When you thrust your hips, don't move the wrist away. I see that too often. Oh, the arm bar is not working. Well, you're not changing the angle. Glue that wrist right here and then slowly thrust your hips. Something else that you could do is you can use this grip here, which I favor more often than not, which is basically just the wrist is pinched between the forearm and the biceps. I don't know why I do it. It's just comfortable right there. So you're here, you're gonna weave that, put it in position, place your hand on the ground, lean forward, pivot 90 degrees, fall down with that arm together, knees are pinched together, one hand on the elbow, wrist glued, thrust your hips. So it doesn't have to be super fast, it's better if it's super tight. Fall 90 degrees with him, do not fall at this line here, anywhere like towards his head. Instead of 90 degrees, facilitates escape to the hitchhike escape here because he has to curl less. So 90 is good. Get that tap. Questions?